Have you ever wondered why, despite all your dedication, it still feels like you're struggling to reach your goals? The answer might be more controversial than you think. The truth is, most people never achieve success because they're on the completely wrong path, believing in comfortable lies that keep them stuck in mediocrity. They think success is a matter of luck or talent, but in reality, it's all about sheer, unshakable perseverance. You've probably heard the belief that dreaming big and thinking positive are enough to win. Here's the kicker: that's a myth. Those magical self-help formulas fall apart the moment life decides to test your real commitment. And what if I told you that the true difference between success and failure isn't about the idea you have, but the grit and persistence you show when everything seems to go wrong? Now, imagine if you could learn how to turn every obstacle into a stepping stone toward success. Imagine not just overcoming difficulties, but using each one as fuel to reach your goals. The reward is immediate, real, tangible progress toward your dreams, a sense of fulfillment that few ever experience because most people never grasp what true commitment really means. And here's the kicker: the key to that transformation lies in something most people completely overlook. You're about to unlock the secret that could change everything for you. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and really asked yourself, what do I stand for? I'm not talking about some superficial answer, something you say to please others or because it sounds right. I'm talking about the raw, unfiltered truth. When you walk into a room, what do people see? Do they see someone who lives on excuses, always has a reason for not doing what they should? Or do they see someone who's here to win? Someone who, no matter the day, the weather, or how they feel, gives it everything they've got? Let's get real for a moment. Most people go through life without ever asking themselves who they really are. They settle for what the world hands them and hide behind excuses. I couldn't do it because I was tired. It didn't happen because the circumstances weren't right. You've used these excuses before, haven't you? But tell me, what does that really say about you? Are you someone who only commits when it's easy, when everything lines up perfectly? Or are you the one who, even when the world is falling apart, stands firm, keeps their word, and leaves no room for excuses? Now, think about it. Are you satisfied with what people think of you today? When you walk into that room tomorrow, what do you want them to think? Do you want to be the one who lives on excuses, or the one who fights every day, who doesn't let anything bring them down? The truth is harsh, but necessary. If you only show up when the conditions are favorable, you're never going to be truly respected, never going to be seen as someone who's genuinely committed. And you know what's worse? Deep down, you already know this. You know there's a brutal difference between who you say you are and what you actually show the world. It's time to change that, to really commit, to become someone who inspires, not with empty words, but with actions that speak for themselves. Because, my friend, the truth is, you'll only be taken seriously the day you stop hiding behind excuses and start showing the world who you really are. Commitment. Everyone talks about it, but few really understand what it means. Have you ever wondered why so many people fail to reach their goals? It's because most folks have a conditional commitment that only exists when everything's going smoothly. They say, I'm committed, but as soon as they hit a minor bump in the road, that commitment vanishes like smoke in the wind. That's what separates the talkers from the doers. Let's be crystal clear here. True commitment isn't something you pick and choose when it's convenient. It's not a bargaining chip you toss aside when things get tough. Real commitment is when you stick to what you said you'd do, even when the urge to quit is overwhelming. When the heat of the moment fades and that initial enthusiasm dies down, what's left? That's when true commitment kicks in. It's when you keep pushing forward, not because you're still motivated, but because you decided you're going to do this, period. But let me ask you, what's your level of commitment? Are you only committed when things are going well? Or do you have the guts to stick to your commitment even when the world seems to be against you? Most people crumble when things get tough. They abandon their dreams at the first sign of difficulty. And that, my friend, is what separates the winners from those who fall by the wayside. Have you ever made a promise to yourself and then broken it? Of course, you have. We all have. But it's time to stop that. If you want to be different, if you want to be someone who truly makes a difference, you need to understand that commitment isn't about how you feel in a given moment. It's about who you are when no one's watching, when no one's cheering you on. It's about standing firm, even when the storm is raging, because you know that's the only way to really get what you want. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep being someone who only commits when it's easy? Or are you going to step up and become someone who honors their word, no matter what? It's time to decide who you really want to be. Because if you don't decide now, life's going to decide for you, and you might not like the choice it makes. Do you think just because you've got a dream, life's gonna make things easy for you? This is where a lot of people get it wrong. They believe that having a clear vision, a well-defined goal, means the universe is gonna work in their favor. Let me break it to you. This is a truth not many are brave enough to admit. Life doesn't care about your dreams. In fact, the higher you aim, the more it's gonna test you, challenge you, push you to your limit, and then some. This is the reality no one tells you about. You're gonna lose friends. People you thought would always be by your side are gonna leave you. Folks are gonna call you crazy, arrogant, pretentious. And you know what? That's just the beginning. Life's gonna hit you hard, knock you down, and in that moment, it's gonna look at you and ask, do you really want this? Most people give up right there. They see the challenges, the losses, the hardships, and they decide it's not worth it. They think, I just wanted to achieve my dream. I didn't sign up for this. But let me tell you something. If you quit now, you were never worthy of that dream in the first place. The world is full of quitters, people who had potential, who had everything it took to succeed, but the moment life threw a punch, they threw in the towel. But you're not like most people, right? You've got something inside you, a fire that doesn't burn out, even when the wind's blowing strong against you. It's that resilience, that ability to keep going, that's gonna set you apart from the rest. It's not about how hard you can hit, but how much you can take and keep moving forward. Life's gonna test you, it's gonna question you, and you're gonna have to decide, time and time again, if you're willing to pay the price. So, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna let adversity define who you are, or are you gonna use every hit as fuel to go further, faster, stronger? The choice is yours, but know this, every time you resist, every time you persist, you're one step closer to becoming that person who overcomes whatever life throws your way. And believe me, there's a lot more to come. You're almost there, but you haven't made it yet. So what do you do now? Are you gonna stop because you're tired, because your ego's bruised, or because the obstacles are piling up? Let me tell you something about perseverance. It's not about how you feel in the moment. It's about how far you're willing to go, even when the urge to quit is overwhelming. Most people stop when they're tired, when they face rejection or failure. They let difficulties define their limits. But that's not how you should operate. Every difficulty, every challenge, every frustration you face is a chance to prove to yourself that you're not here to play around, you're here to win. You've already invested so much up to this point. You've made so many sacrifices, fought through so many adversities. Now is not the time to give up. Now is not the time to surrender. When you're close to reaching your goal, that's when life tries its hardest to knock you down. It's like life is testing you. Do you really want this? Are you ready to fight till the end? Here's the cold, hard truth. Every time you think about quitting, you're one step away from success. Because the toughest moments are the ones that prepare you the most for victory. It's the resistance, the persistence, that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only dream. With every step, every drop of sweat, you're building something that can't be taken away from you: inner strength, unwavering determination. So even when you feel like you can't go on, when the road seems too long, remember how far you've already come. Remember how much you've sacrificed and how much you've invested. You can't stop now. Every hardship is an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, more determined. And the reward? It's just up ahead, waiting for you, if you've got the courage to keep going. So keep walking. Keep fighting. Because when you finally get there, you won't remember the hard nights, the temporary defeats. You'll remember the strength you had to keep going, the determination that brought you this far. And that's the real victory, not just reaching the goal, but having the guts to keep moving forward, no matter what.